What up? What's up, y'all? What's up, man? If you come in, please subscribe. I'm almost to 2,000 subscribers. As soon as we hit 2,000 subscribers, we're gonna go do a haunted video. What's up, Elsie? I was chilling, cooked. Can't get my bike fixed till the 10th, so I won't be riding my bike. Um, I'll still be doing lives, obviously, but I also, just so everybody knows, I bought a new camera. It's a Rebel T1 um, Canon camera. So we're gonna start filming with that now. Um, I'm gonna be taking like really good pictures with it, and then I'll make them into videos on my stuff. Um, I paid $300 for this camera that I got. I was gonna show you guys today, but I forgot it inside, and I don't want to go back inside and leave my phone, and I can't film inside, so I forgot it. But it's a way sicker camera. It's actually a good camera instead of. I mean, I'll still be filming with one of my cameras. One of the other camera I'm selling to Skip. Um, Skip is in the hospital still for his heart attack. So we still are planning to do one more video with him. I didn't know there was somebody in that car behind me. They just drove off. I did not know they were there though. So as soon as we get that, as soon as I figure out that camera, because it's taking a little. I know I didn't know they were there. It's kind of weird. Couldn't see through the windows, so I didn't know if somebody was in there or not. We have sketchy people fly through here all the time. No reason for them to be back here, but they're doing. It's probably people selling drugs to people in the alleyway. Sometimes it's people giving donations. This person might be giving some donations. We have a lot of people that show up and give donations to the shelter. Oh, they're dropping somebody off. I see. Anyways, what's up, everybody? How's everybody doing? Sorry, it's been a while. I didn't get to film on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. My bike tire popped on Saturday or Friday, and then I was at work and somebody got fired for stealing soda. So I got off early to go clean up his mess. Skull Crusher, what's up? Thank you for coming in. So if you don't know about this channel, a lot of the stuff we talk about is recovery. We talk about addiction. We talk about depression. I tell my story a lot because I was born with a disability called spina bifida, and I also lost my left leg when I was 25, due to mostly because of drug addiction. It's because when you're doing like my drug of choice was meth, um, so I struggle with meth, and when you're on meth, you can't your body can't heal. What's up? You said guess what? What's up? If you're in here, please subscribe to my channel. I'm almost over 2,000 subscribers. I need people's help. I need to get this going. What? All right. Huh? I'm good. How are you? You got a staple in your head, like from surgery? So I was sorry. Some dude just came up to the gate and was yelling to me and saying I guess he stopped to say hello or something. Um, but this channel is a lot about addiction. We talk about addiction. We talk about my addiction, my losing my leg. What's that? What was that?
I don't know what he asked you.
He just said, "How are you doing?"
He's trying to sell some dope.
What's up, guys? This
What's
is
up,
Terrence.
yo?
This
Oh
is
my
the
god, dude, everybody hates me.
this is the guy that saved my life. Yeah, please subscribe to the channel, all you guys. I love that dude. That guy, he's the guy that teaches our recovery classes, and he fucking has helped me since day one. He's a lot of the reason why I'm sober for as long as I have been. Me and that guy, like, we're almost like family. We argue a lot. Well, that might not be good for you. Are you still an addict, or are you a recovering addict? What's up, JWB? Proud of you, bro. That's a good thing. I'm proud of you for staying sober and doing what you got to do. Life on Teals Wheels. What's up, Mason Delta 5A1? My day's good. How are you? I've been kind of busy today, working around the shelter, helping out. I cooked lunch. You want to hear my? Okay, I'll tell you my story. So, as you guys know, my name is Scottie. Scottie Cully. I'm from a little town called Baker City, Oregon. One second. Um, I was born with a disability called spina bifida. Um, I don't know if I don't think I did. Um, anyways, I was born with a disability called spina bifida. My hips and my back were messed up when I was born. So they had to do a bunch of surgeries to correct it so I can actually walk at least. Um, and I dealt with a lot of bullying throughout my life because I walk different than everybody else. I'm not the same as everybody else. I walk with a wobble. So I was bullied all the way up until I hit middle school. So middle school is when I was 13 years old. I found pills for the first time. Um, hydrocodone, oxycontin, Vicodin, pretty much anything I could get my hands on. I would I'd throw the pills down my throat because um, it helped with my pain. It made me feel better, but then it slowly turned into an addiction where I was doing it every day to get high. I was doing it. I wasn't doing it because I was in pain. I did it because I was fucking wanted to get high after that. So I did pills up until I was 21 years old. Um, then on my 21st birthday, I got introduced to meth for the first time. Um, it was on my 21st birthday. I found my brother doing some dope upstairs. I didn't know what he was doing at first, so I went and talked to him and I said, "Hey, what are you doing?" He told me that it was meth, and I asked him to try it. Well, when that happened, um, I started doing meth, not with my brother. My brother said no, he didn't want me to do it. So downstairs was a friend of my brother's, and I automatically knew that my brother's friend was doing dope too. So I went down there and I said, "Hey, I know my brother's doing dope. I want to try dope. Either you're gonna help me or I'm gonna go get it somewhere else." Well, so I did dope for the first time. Well, then I did dope all the way till I was 24. I wasn't just doing dope; I was selling dope. Um, then when I went to that, I did that up until I was 24 years old, I think. And then 24, I got really sick and we didn't know why. So we went to the hospital. I had a hole in my foot. With spina bifida, you can't really feel the bottom part of your body, like your legs. Um, so I didn't know that I had this infection. I knew there was a hole in there, but I didn't know it was getting bad because I never really paid attention to it. Back then, I was just trying to work and I was trying to do drugs. I didn't care about. I didn't think it was going to get that far. But anyways, I had this infection in my foot for about probably 6 months. And then I went to the hospital because I was at work and I fell down. I got back up. I fell down again. I'll read your guys' chats in a minute. Um, so I called my mom, had her take me to the hospital. They looked at my leg, told me it was a septic infection, which means it's going into your bloodstream and into your heart. So they started me on antibiotics for 6 months. I did the antibiotics. They weren't working. They were building up in the back of my leg, and so I had to go back to the hospital. They told me either I was gonna die or was gonna lose my life. So I stopped doing drugs for that after that because like I said, I almost died. And then about 4 years later, about 4 years later, I was still working at this restaurant. My boss hired this dude as a cook that he smoked meth. Well, he also sold meth. Well, there was a day he was sitting out back, and I walked up on him, and he seen him hitting a pipe, and he's like, "You want to?" Really tired from work, so I was like, "Yeah, bro, I'll fucking hit it." So I hit this dope pipe again for the first time after 4 years sober. Um, and then I realized like I smoked dope obviously again, and it was a bad idea. But then I got hooked back on dope again for about 4 months, and I wasn't taking care of myself. I wasn't taking care of where I lived. I lived in the same motel that was connected to the restaurant I worked in. So my boss was a part boss in that. I kept doing dope so bad that you could see it. My face was sucked up. My body was sucked up. I was tweaking, doing weird shit. Um, and then um, I got told basically by my boss, because I couldn't stop smoking dope, he had to fire me because I was not doing a great job at that point. And he didn't want to keep giving me money to get dope. So I spent 4 months out on the streets, actually on the streets, not in a shelter. Um, turn Decided one day because I was so cracked out, I was living in the park in a fucking tent, and then I went. I was smoking dope at the same time. My mom was coming by, bringing me food, bringing me Mountain Dews, doing things to help me. Other people were giving me money to try to help me. Um, and then I got so broken at one point in time. I was living in the park. My dad mows the lawns at the park and at the cemeteries and stuff like that. He takes care of the parks. One day I was in my tent. The sprinklers came on. My dad's boss accidentally turned the sprinklers on. Well, it soaked my everything I owned. So I broke down the tent. I dragged it away. My dad's boss came over to check on me because he didn't know I was there. So he came over to talk to me, and I was bawling my eyes out in tears. I was so broken at that point. Like there's a TikTok that says, I figured out that rock bottom has a basement. At that time in my life, I hit that basement. What's up? I hit that basement of desperate, being desperate, knowing I'm gonna die if I don't stop doing what I'm doing. So I decided one day I was gonna go to my hometown where they have a uh, rehab there. So I tried to go get in rehab. Um, it didn't work. They told me no because my mom worked there, and two because I was 3 days sober. I had gotten sober for 3 days on my own, but I was still wanted to go to rehab to make sure I was good. They told me no, and when I hit that broken part and toughened up and turned myself into rehab, and then they said no, it broke me even more. It was like I said, I found rock bottom had a basement, and it fucked me up, and it hit me in such a bad way that I was. It's hard to explain, really, but no. So I hit that point, and I went to rehab. I was going down I went to go get dope because they said they wouldn't. Yes, they denied me from this rehab because my mom worked there and because I was 3 days sober. So they wouldn't take me. So I realized that my only opportunity to get into rehab at that point, this is what my brain told me, is if I go get high. So I went and bought an 8 ball of dope and was walking down the street down this pathway in my hometown. And out of nowhere, like I have the 8 ball in my pocket, I was on my way. Out of nowhere, my mom calls me and says, "Hey, these people from this rehab in Ontario are going to call you." I'm like, "Okay." So I sat there, and the rehab in my hometown, what they decided to do was get me a room. It's to get me a room at least to stay until I could get into rehab. So they did help me with that much. Even though they denied me coming in, it's still they made a difference. You know what I mean? Um, because I didn't have to sleep on the streets until I got accepted into this rehab. I got to sleep in a motel, which was better than I had in 4 months. I was sleeping in a tent for 4 months. So they did do that, and I was grateful for it. But then I went to rehab. I made it to rehab. I spent 3 months in rehab. I graduated. Um, and then I moved into this sober home after I graduated. I lived there for about 3 months. And then because I wasn't able to get to classes because I haven't, I, when I lost my legs, now I'm a left leg amputee. And then my other leg's bad because of the spina bifida. So I couldn't walk across town to get to these rehab or to these classes. So they kicked me out of the sober home, which led me where I am today. I live in a homeless shelter in Boise, Idaho called Interfaith Sanctuary. I live here, been here for about 2 years trying to work out and getting out. I got a job. I'm sober. I'm doing the right things. I'm doing my classes. Um, so, I'm at least doing better with my life now. And like it's crazy to think back on the journey that I had. I'm going to start reading your guys' comments though. Sorry, it sucks. I've been sober for 15 years. I'm 44, old, 40 years old. Now I've been sober for 5. Yeah, I know. It sucks to have to be sober for so much time and then have to restart. But you got to realize that sometimes there's a reason for that restart. And, at least you got the amount of time that you have right now. Whether or not that happened, you still have your sobriety now. Tennessee, I've only done my pills, perks, and Roxy. Nothing worse. That stop Roxy and sucks with the 10s and the 20s. Right before the fake. Yeah, see, that's my thing, bro. Is like, I don't judge anybody that's struggling, but that's what I'm here for is to help you figure out what you need to do to help yourself. You know what I mean? Or like I said, I told my story so you guys understand where I'm from because the way I see this YouTube is anything you ask me, I'm never going to lie to you guys because that's what this channel is about. It's about building a community of recovering addicts and addicts that are still suffering, people that with depression, um, just people that need somebody to talk to. Like that's what this channel is about. That's why I do what I do. I don't do it for. I don't get no payment. I don't make no money off of YouTube. It's going to be a long time before I ever do make money off of YouTube. But the fact is, I'm always going to be on here trying to help, trying to show people how I got where I got, and letting you guys know how I got sober and how I'm doing what I'm doing. You know what I mean? I appreciate all your guys' comments. I appreciate all your guys' messages. You should be extremely proud of yourself. My hug. Congratulations, bro. It may not feel a lot, but honest, amazing math. I love you, bro. Sir Drones a lot. I appreciate you. Easy. I appreciate you. Well, bro, check it out, Easy. You need to know that, like, it's just so you guys know. I have a Discord in my bio. Um, that way, like, if you ever want to message me personally through Discord and talk to me, um, it's there for that reason. So you guys can click on that, and any time of the day you can message me on Discord and we can talk about whatever you're fighting through. Doesn't matter. Like it doesn't even matter what time it is. I check my Discord every day just to see if people have commented or talked to me at all. You can directly message me on there. You can call me on there. You can also follow me on Facebook, Scottie Cully. Um, I have multiple accounts though, so you got to kind of like just send friend requests to all of them. Whichever one I have, I will accept your friend request, and you can always come and talk to me there. But Discord is a different thing. I'm gonna put different videos and stuff up on Discord. Like I send my lives to Discord, but not only that, I'm gonna do behind the scenes stuff, and I'm gonna start throwing it up on Discord. I also have a Patreon. I created a Patreon not too long ago. Some people don't realize how dangerous that kind of stuff is until you are in the danger. Yeah, see, and that's one thing. One thing I will say though, check this out. Like I lost my leg when I was 24. I took that kind of as a lesson, as in like life was teaching me a lesson, telling me I need to stop doing what the hell I'm doing, and it kind of saved my life at that time, to be honest. I don't have money right now because I don't know how I'd be end up at the moment. Yeah, see, that's a good thing not to have money sometimes. Oh, you want to see that? It says my grandma Vivian's name on it. My grandma Vivian died when I was 13 years old. That's why that's there. I appreciate you, Sir Drones, a lot. I'm glad you're here. Easy, I'm glad you're here. Rain, thank you for being here. Mason, thank you for being here. Like, I love you guys. I love all you guys. I love all my subscribers. Like, you guys are amazing. Um, like, I will always show you if you do some stuff on my stuff. I'm always gonna fucking talk to you guys and you know put your name in the video because I want to thank you guys personally. If I'm ever reading comments, you don't want me to read out your name or whatever. You don't have to put. I mean, people see it anyways, but you know what I mean. If you don't want to be shouted out when you come up, but that's fine too. As soon as we get to 2,000 subscribers, guys, a new video is coming out from the cemetery. Of course, Mason. Like I said, dude, this community that I'm building, like that's what it's about. It's about making shit better, helping people get through whatever they're going through, and actually having a place to go where they're not going to be judged. Because there's never going to be a time that anybody judges you on this channel about what you say. Because it's all love over here. Like what we do over here is all love. Also, like this is my merch. On the back of it, it says if you believe in yourself, anything is possible. And that's one thing I want everybody to realize too. If you believe in yourself at the end of the day, anything is possible. It don't matter what it is. Like you can accomplish anything in your life. I hope you have a good day too, Rain. I appreciate you coming in. And like I said, you guys are always welcome to reach out to me on Discord, reach out to me on Facebook. Like I'm not going to be one of those YouTubers once I get big. I'm. That's what I do. Like you guys, I make a channels like at my Discord. I made it so people that need me can reach out to me. If you want to talk to me personally, that way you can reach me without people knowing about your shit. If you guys can help me reach 2,000 subscribers, like that would be amazing. I need to get my watch hours up on my short videos. If you guys like my short videos, you can go watch them. Some of them have music to them. Some of them have loving and positive quotes. Some of them have motivational quotes. I have over 1,000 videos, literally over 1,000 videos in the last 5 months. Because I usually do like 5 to 10 videos every day. Um, and I'll start putting more positive quotes and stuff up again. That way, you guys have something that if you hear the positive quote and you get to see my video, it'll cheer you up or something throughout the day. Maybe it'll make your day a little better. Um, I appreciate you. Like anybody on here, please help me get this channel to 2,000 subscribers. We're almost there. It's up to 1,858, I think, or something like that right now. Um, so we're almost there, and I'm gonna just this December, like Christmas season, I'm going to be doing giveaways of some merch. So just so everybody knows, there's going to be coming up soon. I'm going to put up a video, and I'm going to pick through this video of people that commented wanting something, and then I'm going to pick a couple people. I don't know. I'll probably start out with 2 people. Pick 2 people to get some merch for free, and then I might do another giveaway after during the new year because I want people to wear some merch for me just so they have something that reminds them that this channel means something different than just being a YouTube. Because this channel to me isn't just a YouTube. It's not some what do they call it? A hobby to me. This is a lifestyle. Doing YouTube to me is becoming a lifestyle. It's not a quote unquote whatever I just said. I got to move to a different table with an umbrella because it's starting to rain. So hold on. And I don't want my camera to get rained on. Or my phone. Ah. But like I said, there's going to be a giveaway, and yeah, it's starting to rain. I don't want this. This is my phone because I usually film off my phone. I might move to that table. Hold on. If I can get this big ass umbrella to work, I'm gonna use the metal table instead. This is the one I think's fucked up though. Nope, that was dumb. I don't even know what the hell. I think that's better. Jesus Christ, that stutter right there messed me up. Sorry guys, I'll be over there in a second. I gotta grab a towel. You're a towel. Anyways, now I'm back. Sorry. This is a better one. Any links for merch? No. So the way I do my merch is you would tell me what you wanted. I have shirts, hats. Are you talking about what I said? You're a towel? Yeah. It just came through my head because I said I have to grab the towel. So I instantly was like, yep, you're a towel. I used to do that as a kid to so many people I was watching. I watched South Park at a young age. It's probably why I'm so fucked up today because I watched The Simpsons. I watched uh, the Beavis and Butthead. But anyways, so like I said, this is the front of the merch, and then I can't really show you. I guess I can show you the back, maybe. Anyways, it says, "Believe in yourself, and anything is possible." One thing that's easy to notice if you take a stimulant. That's not good. Big fan of the merch. Impressive work. Thank you. I got like right now. My mom and dad got have one. I obviously I have my own. I bought my own merch, but um, one of the ladies here that works here has one of my merch. Um, I'm gonna be sending one to my nephew and brother and his girlfriend because they all want one. So this is just the first thing I'm doing. Like I said, I have shirts, I have hats, I have short sleeve shirts, long sleeve shirts. Oh, hoodies and then sweatshirts, right? Like regular sweatshirts without the hood. And the shirts, these you can get in like 10 different colors. The shirts you can get in like 15 different colors. Like the hats, I think there's like 7 or 8 different colors. It's hard to remember sometimes. But after this, I'm going to be putting another quote on my back or on my merch. Stop raining. I don't like it. Stop it. This chair's better. I can like chill back in it. I take it for my ADHD, which is slightly annoying. To be honest, it makes my appetite be small. Yeah, that's not good. That's one reason I really don't like. I take Seroquel. Like that's the only. Well, and gabapentin sometimes. Gabapentin's because I lost the leg obviously, so I have to use it sometimes for like restless leg syndrome or I just have to. It's the only thing that'll make me sleep now because meth actually damaged my sleeping pattern. There we go. Oh yeah, so no, I did share that. You just missed that part. So I was a meth addict. I wear leg braces because of my spina bifida. Um, and I got a rock in my brace and it stabbed into my foot. Well, it put a hole in the bottom of my foot because I was on drugs and because I was working. I was constantly going all the time. So, one, I was at work and I didn't want to stop working for something like that because I didn't think it was going to get bad. I didn't really, I was like, whatever. Um, but I had the infection for about 6 months and I was at work one day and I went to step down. Well, that hole had dug all the way to my bone. So it turned into a septic infection in my body. Well, I was at work one day and this is actually how I found out. I was at work one day. I collapsed to the ground. Tried to get back up. I fell down again, and so I got rushed to the hospital by my mom, and found out that I had a septic infection in my body. They told me that they were going to try doing antibiotics for 6 months. Well, the antibiotics weren't working because I was doing meth. When you use meth, it chokes out your nervous system, and so you are not getting good blood flow through your body. Um, so it turned when they told me it was a septic infection, they did the antibiotics. The antibiotics built up in the back of my leg, so it didn't work. Then it was going to my heart. So they told me one day either I was going to lose my leg or I was going to lose my life. I chose to let them take my leg. So now I have a prosthetic on one side. I actually can show you guys for anybody that hasn't seen it. This is my prosthetic. It's pretty heavy. It's a which is ironic because it's heavy because they want your leg to work out and get stronger, and it's supposed to like weigh the same amount as what your real leg actually weighed. You're good. I was just showing people my prosthetic, and I was explaining to him how I lost my body. Do you mind? Yeah, bro. Like I said before, there's nothing you can ask me on here that I'm not going to answer, or like I'm always going to be honest about what I go through. Yeah, I'll take it back. I'll show you. Give me a second.
Who's showing off?
Who? What are you talking about?
Who's showing off the leg, dude?
They wanted to see it. This guy over here, Terrence, has my other leg in the trailer. I gave it to him. I know. You know. Did I tell you that when I was in rehab, I gave my leg to the dude that one of the counselors? He still has it. It's one thing I do. It's kind of weird. The recovery person that I work with, like my counselor in rehab, I gave him my old prosthetic leg, and then when I got here, I gave my prosthetic leg to the dude that works here. Yeah, it's actually really good prosthetic. Yep, and that's why. Yep, it's pretty dope. So they made it really strong, so if nothing go wrong. So that's one thing. If I had something like that, like I would, you should look it up and do some research about it, because they these days the medical system, like they have crazy stuff. Yeah, I learned how to walk with my prosthetic. Like they gave it to me, and I think a week later I was up walking, going back to work. Yeah, it's carbon fiber. It's a tough one. It's very thin carbon fiber though. It's not like which is kind of weird. You would think it'd be thicker just because it's a leg, but no, it's actually a nice leg. My other one was a piece of shit. I hated that thing. But my account addiction counselor, the one that popped in here earlier, he has my old leg in the recovery trailer. It sits on top of his speaker because I like to give people my leg. It's kind of funny. Anytime I get a new one, that's what I do. That might be weird, but I don't care. I'm a weird dude. It's one thing you always got to remember. Always be yourself, no matter what anybody cares about. Do you ever get phantom limb sensations like itch where you're missing limb. Yep, I do. Or I'll get this. It'll start feeling like my when I move my leg around, it feels like my toes wiggling, like because it pushes up against that nerve on the front. Like, because I still have the nerve that goes down. So when I do that, like move my nub around, it literally feels like my toes are moving, which is super weird. Or when I step down, it literally feels like I'm stepping down on the bottom of my foot. And then sometimes, like when I'm sleeping, it feels like the bottom of my foot's itching, so I'll itch it, and it trips me out. Even though I've had it as long as I've had it, sometimes it'll mess you up. Or when you're trying to do something and like you can't do it like you used to. Even like when it comes to walking, like if I try to walk up a incline, I just can't do it. My leg starts being crazy and shit. Oh, it's completely annoying to be honest. But like I said, it was life teaching me a lesson. Losing my leg was life teaching me a lesson. So I can't really bitch about it because it's one of those things like if I wouldn't have lost my leg when I did, I would have kept doing dope and I probably would have died. Honestly, if I wouldn't have went to rehab, I would have probably died. Like I would say, if I would have kept doing dope for even a month more, I would have been dead. Do you remember why you tried meth for the first time? Was I'm always curious. Okay, so that was part of my story that I told. Um, when I was 21, we were getting ready to party for my 21st birthday, like drink party and smoke weed and just party like people do when they turn 21. And then we were going to go bar jumping. Well, before I went bar jumping, that morning of my 21st birthday, I went to go say what's up to my brother, smoke a bowl with him of weed, so I could smoke with my brother first thing in the morning on my birthday. Um, and don't get me wrong, this birthday was probably the funnest birthday I ever had, even though I do wish I would have never tried meth. But when I went up to go see my brother's back was turned towards me, and he was doing this motion. And so I'm like, what the fuck is he doing? I walked up on him. He had a lighter to a ball glass pipe. And I'm like, what are you doing? And he told me he was doing dope. So I said, hey, let me try it because if, I want to know why you're doing it. He wouldn't let me try it. Well, I had known that my roommate downstairs, which was my brother's friend, was doing dope. I already knew about it. So I went downstairs, said, hey, I want to try this just to see what it's like. He said, all right, I'd rather you do it with me than somebody that you can't trust. So I did it with him for the first time. That is why I did it. No, and it's hard to deal with body parts. All right, later, school. Thank you for coming in. I appreciate you. Yeah, I mean, losing my leg was, it's still, like I said, it's still hard to deal with. Yeah, he's doing all right, actually. He's sober, and we're both sober. We both, my brother's been sober for almost a year now. I've been sober for 2 years. What's up, Dad? I've been sober for, I think, 2.5 years. And my brother's been sober for, I think, a year or more. I don't really know. I can't remember. Dad, do you know how long Andy's been sober? Well, and the same thing with like the stupid thing was I have this thing where my brother's my brother and I would follow my brother into war. I would follow my brother pretty much into any situation because I love my brother and I know that like even when I was doing drugs, it was in my head that like I had to stay with my brother because if I didn't stay with my brother, um, I felt like my brother was gonna die. So we stayed together in the drug world because it was like one of those security things for us. Like, at least we knew we were together. So if we died, we would have died together, which was not a smart way to think, obviously, and I know that now. Um, and it's crazy to think about it all because like me and my brother went through hell together. Like literally, we went to hell together. All right, later, bro. Um, but no, me and my brother went through hell together, and like that's the only part I really don't regret about it is the fact that I was with my brother through those hard times. Because honestly, if it wouldn't have been for the fact that even as drug addicts, my brother looked out for me. My brother made sure I was at least alive and that I was not getting too carried away, at least to a point. Um, and you know, there was times. What's up? There was times in my life when I was doing drugs that I knew I was gonna die if I didn't stop. Um, so there was a few times that I turned myself into the jail system because I was if I didn't get that rest time, I would have died. Um, but the thing is, I think that if me and my brother ever would have been doing drugs without each other, one of us would have died. I followed through a lot of mistakes as well. There's no bad like each other. No, and that's the thing is like that's one thing my dad always understood was like when we were together with me and my brother, like it was because it was we were brothers. Like we have that bond, and the thing is, I even growing up when I was a kid, me and my brother had a bedroom together. We shared a bedroom, so we were together all the time, other than when my brother was with his friends. And even then, there's times that my brother went took me to go hang out with his friends, just because we had that bond. Me and my brother have always had that bond of like, if he needed me or I needed him, we would make it happen. Like I would show up for him, and he would show up for me, no matter what it was. Um, even if we were following each other into stupid shit, like that was the only good part about it is we had that bond, we had that little bit of security keeping us alive, and I have proof of that because the last time I relapsed when I was living in the motel and then I ended up in the park. Um, when I was in the park and it was just me, there was no my brother wasn't there. I was dying. I was dying quick. Like my body was fucking up and I was gonna die. And I a lot of that's because like I was out there on my own and I was carried away. I was not sleeping. I was doing drugs all the time. I was disrespectful to my family. I was disrespectful to pretty much everybody. In a way, I disrespected my boss because I was getting high, doing dope, going to work. Um, which is that's kind of hard stuff to like when you get sober. It's hard to get through that part. Like you still struggle with feeling bad about everything you did or whatever. But no, that's one thing. Like it's hard to explain like a bond with your brother because it's even now like if my brother was to call me and need me for something, I would make a way to get down to where he is, like no matter what. And like I said, that would be the same thing for him. Just like my mom and dad, though. Me and my mom and dad have a bond too. Like that, if I ever actually needed them, I know for a fact that they would help me. Like it's one of those things that my my family is not like most families. It's like we have a bond of like we take care of each other, we love each other. A lot of families just like they don't have that love. But there's times like even when I was in Baker, like I'd go visit my mom and dad, and it was like the best time that I had because it was I got to spend time with my brother or my mom and dad. Then they come down here, and it makes you feel a little better because I at least get to see them when they come down. Um, and that makes me not feel so alone in this shitty situation I'm in. Because don't get me wrong, like living in a shelter sucks, but at the same time, at least I'm not on the streets and dying, and I get to do my YouTube stuff. I actually get to make a difference in my life, and now I get to make a difference in other people's lives and help them. And that's what this YouTube's about. Like, and it makes me proud to know that I did this YouTube thing and it's getting as big as it is. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's only 2,000 subscribers. I'm almost to 2,000 subscribers. That's not like some crazy thing or nothing, but it is. It means something to me, um, because it's me pushing further and getting closer to the goal that I want, which is 10,000 subscribers. Like at the end of the day, that's my end goal, is to make it to 10,000 subscribers. And not even just because you get paid for it. It's just because I want to make this channel monetized so it can get pick up speed and make something out of itself. Took me until God. No, and that's one thing is no family is perfect. Like me and my brother were flawed as fuck. But it never had anything to do with my family though. Like my mom is one of these moms that feels like she did something wrong and that's why we ended up how we did. But it's not. It has nothing to do with the way my family was. My family was an amazing family. I mean, we bickered and we fought just like any family, but um, the way they raised me, like they gave me nothing but love. And you got to realize, like, as parents, raising a kid that has a disability, like, that's not an easy thing to do. It's really not. And I know it wasn't an easy thing to do because, they had to constantly take me to hospitals. They had to drive me all the way to Portland every year. Um, they, but they showed me love like I was just a normal kid, which, I mean, obviously that's what parents are supposed to do. But they also made me tough. Like, my dad never let anybody put any expectations on me, like telling me I can't do things. If somebody told me I can't do things, my dad would tell me I can't. Um, my dad was one of the people that no matter what was going on, if I wanted to do it, my dad would push me to learn how to do it. Um, like I said, they both treated me like I was just a normal kid. I mean, and I was a rambunctious asshole kid. Like, I was definitely not a perfect kid in any way. I was a little bastard. But um, my family, like, though, it was a wonderful family. But one thing, like, when we did dope, it was never like I ever planned before that. I was never like I'm gonna fucking do dope. It was just that one day of it was my birthday, so I wanted to try it, and it turned out to be a fucked up situation. Pills was one of those things that I had already planned on doing them because it used to help my back pain. It used to help my leg pain. It used to help a lot of things. Um, but that was not an excuse to get out of control about it. And that's the one thing that started ruining my life real quick is losing, being a pill addict. That was the first bad thing I ever did was to be a pill addict. Um, but like that was the weird thing is when I was doing pills, I was under control. I wasn't like out of control doing crazy stuff. I didn't start doing crazy stuff till I started smoking meth, which was shitty. That shit sucked because I was like, when I became a meth addict, everything got weird. But there is a storm coming right now. So I'm going to be on here for another like 10 minutes, I guess, or 5 minutes. 5 minutes. I'm going to let it hit an hour and then I'm probably going to go because it's getting windy. Yeah. And that's the thing is like, a lot of people, their drug addiction just starts with meth. A lot of their addiction starts with just like that's what they first thing they do is meth. Not me. I first was I drank alcohol and I smoked weed. That's where my first downfall was. Is I was smoking weed, getting high all the time. Um, so I was already being a fuck up in the first place. But my life didn't get real crazy until I started smoking meth. Like my life took a crazy turn when I started smoking meth. Started hanging out with people that I never hung out with before, people that I used to not like. Like, I mean, my buddy Bryson was always there too. I love my buddy Bryson. He's like a brother to me also. And he's actually sober now too. My buddy Lauren's sober now. Um, my brother. I got like a lot of people around me that are sober. My buddy Skip is sober now finally, but he's in a right now he's in a Intermountain Hospital. It's like a rehab type of thing. So he's doing good finally. Um, so I mean, I got a lot of cool stuff going on around me, like people getting sober. I'm about to go back to work, but just wanted to say that you come across as an extremely well mannered and thoughtful person. Without you telling your story, I would never guess you had past drug use. Yeah, and that's one thing though. Sir drones a lot. That's why I made this channel is because like I want to be 100% honest with my community and let them know what I've been through and let be 100% what do they call that, transparent with you guys. Meaning, if I don't tell you guys what I've been through, then you wouldn't. We can't build a bond if I'm not telling you what who I am and what I've been through. A lot of YouTubers don't do that. Well, my channel is about being 100% honest with you guys, being 100% real with you guys, telling you everything about me, and not leaving out details of it. Telling you how bad. Like I mean, I could go into details about the bad stuff I did, like stealing bikes and fighting and evading police, and there's a lot of things that I did. Um, but that's like me telling my story is how I build a bond with people. I build trust with you guys because then you know who I am, really who I am, not just a YouTuber behind a camera. Because I don't want to just be a YouTuber behind the camera. I want to be somebody who's actually making a difference in the world and helping. I mean, yes, I do haunted videos and I do abandoned building videos and I do GoPro footage videos. But at the end of the day, this community is about making a difference in people's lives. Um, and so I have to share my experiences with you guys to be able to help. I truly respect the hell out of that. You're going to make big differences in people's. And that's what I hope for, man. And I believe that with everybody, though. Everybody that has been through something, like whether you want to or not, tell your story. Tell your story to somebody. Like even if it's us, if it's to me in Discord, you can tell me your story in Discord. You can tell me your story on here. It doesn't matter. Like that is what I'm here for, is to listen to you guys also. That's why I made the Discord, and that's why I also made the Patreon that I have. I don't expect people to pay or to join the Patreon because it's $5. But as far as the Discord's free. Just like subscribing on here, please subscribe. It's free. You don't have to pay nothing for it. I don't have nothing, no payments or nothing. I just want people to be part of this community. I want people to be able to reach out to me, tell me their story. Um, if you ever want to do a live together and tell your story on live, you can do that, and we can post it. I would have no problem with that because, like, I want to also have other people be able to tell their story. Maybe because your story can help somebody too. So if I start having, like, I have another channel called the Truth Podcast that I'm going to start doing podcasts on, where we go into detail about things like recovery. We go into more in depth about our stories, like me and Skip. We're going to do a podcast together. So you guys can also subscribe to that channel. It's literally called the Truth Podcast. Um, but I gotta wait till Skip gets out of the hospital for that one. But we are gonna start doing that. So we're gonna have a podcast channel, and then we're gonna have this channel where we do haunted stuff. We talk about addiction. We do. I tell my story. Um, and for me, like, if you guys are coming in and you want to hear the story and you haven't heard the story, and you just tell me in the comments, and I'll tell my story again. I have no problem with that. Doesn't matter how many times I have to tell my story. I will do it again because I know that some people haven't heard it, and some people want to hear it. But like I said, there's also a chance for you guys to do what you're doing. All right, but I hope you have a wonderful day at work, and I appreciate you so much, and I'm glad that you are part of this community and family because you guys are amazing, and you guys are the ones that make this happen. But I love you, and I hope you have a good day. That's one thing I want everybody to know too is I love you guys as my subscribers. You guys are amazing people. Yeah, but I love you guys so much. And I can't believe I'm almost up to 2,000 subscribers. As soon as I hit that 2,000 subscriber mark, we're going to be going out doing another haunted video at the cemetery. But I'm going to be doing it with my new camera. I got a Rebel T7, a Canon Rebel T7, beautiful camera. Has a long distance lens and a up close lens. Um, so we are going to be doing videos with that. We're going to use one of my old cameras. We're going to have a skip cam, and then we're going to have a Scottie cam. Um, and me and Skip are also, when he goes out to Florida, we are going to be doing the podcast on different screens together on YouTube. And you'll see that. Oh, I was looking for my phone. My phone's on the stand. Much love to you too. All right, guys, I'm going to get out of here. Love you guys. Have a great day.